Hello, good people of Earth. This is Kris again. I have some new information I'd like to share because I think it's very important. I might not have very much more information, but this is extremely relevant to the case of Kris, Kremers, and Lisanne Froom that are missing. Have been missing now, going almost 6 years to the date. Will be coming up on April 1st through the 14th that they have disappeared. I'm showing you the original now, so it's sharper and clearer. So if there's some motion, it's not from me. So don't bother to complain about it. I have my camera on a tripod. I'm going to try to go through this as fast as I can. And people got to pick up the ball after me. I can't do everything. I'm a single person living alone that's been targeted since 2001 with microwave and energy weapons. My body's been filled with nanobots, which are mini microchips. So if I sound funny, it's because I'm very, very sick and dying. I first of all want you to notice all the cuts or symbols on, this is Elvis Gonzalez's original post. You can find it on Facebook. It's right here. He posted it. But look at all the raindrops. I want you to look at all the rain. It's on the soil is all wet. It's very dark from rain. All the leaves have rain on them and they're shiny. Not just shiny. There's little puddles of water on them. And I wanted to make note of all the cuts. Now he might have a job where he gets cut up a lot and work in fields. But this is supposedly the sole, insert sole of Lisanne Froom's boot. And nobody else would take a long, narrow Dutch boot and boot insole like was found here. But Lisanne, this is 99% positive identification for her as well. But notice how it's untouched. Notice how, as I said and everybody ignored, another red symbol to prove that it was some of their possessions. They always leave red. Look up the symbols on Wikipedia for the black sun, and they always wear black and red. And again, we're finding the symbols of red. Why would they only leave an insole? This is obviously a setup job. I mean, how come after 6 years no human beings, because you're brainwashed or you're programmed to not look at the facts? I mean, there's not a drop of water on her sole. But everything around here has wet rain on it. You can look up even the weather for this date. I think he said it was found April like 11th, or look up the date again. But everything is wet but the sack and the insoles. And I'm showing that again now. I just want to point out all the wetness. And a couple other things. Okay, here is the hair. Why is it glued? It's glued right to the bottom, so you will think there's a piece of evidence that they got lost at this Cave at El Padura, excuse me if I mispronounce it, or the Pianista, which they did not. So here's the hair again. It's right here, and it's almost like it's glued on. You can see where it's glued on with something. And nothing, there's not a drop of water on any of this. But look around here at all the water. Some of it is just shininess, but some of it is drops of little water puddles. You can definitely see wetness and raindrops all around on everything but the sole. And this particular hair was placed there. Somebody placed it there within the hour, because there's not one piece of dirt on the sack. There's not one little pocket of water. See all the water around, but there's nothing. This insole is totally dry. And here it says the Nordica again right there, that brand name. You can hear the birds singing. Look at how wet it is around here. Everything is wet. Why didn't you pick up this clue? And there's the item I had been talking about. Some type of a booklet or something. Maybe it's even from a previous person. That was the end of it, but I wanted to make sure I point out. Even when they find the sack, it is totally dry and everything else is wet. You see one drop of water, and look at these little puncture marks. They pick it up there so that there was never any fingerprints found on it. Not one drop of water on this sack. Nothing has water in it. No droplets, no pockets of water, no water inside or outside. But look at all the plants, how wet they are. Why can't you people figure this out? You need to pick up the ball. And I have been a target individual since 2001. And the UN, I filled out paperwork for civil and criminal charges, and they've refused to respond to me. Look at all the cuts on Elvis Gonzalez's hand. There's cuts all over it. Now, maybe he works in there, but I'm questioning this. And I'm also questioning everything else is wet, except for him and the cuts on his hand and all over the sack. Not a drop of water on anything in here. It was all set up recently. It was planted there. Not one drop of water on anything in the sack. Only the plants are all wet. Now come on, wake up, people. These girls were murdered, or they're being tortured alive. This was ripped out. The insole was ripped out. It's dry as heck. It's dry as... And look at, there's one puncture mark in it right there, just like the sacks, a puncture mark, so you don't find any fingerprints. But yet he puts his fingerprints all over it, doesn't he? And it was like it was pulled out of the boot. Now, why are they leaving red again? Because that is their symbol. They love to leave shoes and pieces of the victims, and it's always red if that's the group or cabal or the gangs that are doing it, or military. Why did they put the soul back and throw everything back? Because they want to leave it there to make it look like this is where the girls, in my expert opinion, and this entire video is alleged, these girls were killed or entrapped sometime after they were getting the groceries. They were never up and trapped in these mountains, either one. At this, doesn't even look like a cave. It definitely didn't happen up there. It was planted, and he's got cuts all over. Again, here is the sack. There is nothing wet. There's no little pockets of droplets anywhere. It's as dry as a whistle. But everything else is wet. Wake up now. This is all planted. They were killed, and you don't want to admit it. They were either killed or entrapped. Now here's a video that's on Elvis Gonzalez. Look what they're saying. They fried some animal alive, and they're all laughing at it. It doesn't look like a goat. When you translate it, it says it was a goat. This is what they get into, see? Frying things alive. Look at them laughing at this poor animal that they just... I think it was alive when they put it in there. Look at, they're laughing at it. They think it's a big joke. Go look at this on his site. This is the type of things that Elvis Gonzalez... See how they're laughing? Looks like a dog. They fried, they burned alive. Look at how they're laughing. There's Elvis Gonzalez's gangs and friends. And that's the type of stuff he posts. Look, they all think that's a big joke. Burning an animal alive. That's a big joke to them, see? This was posted on his site. And if you just go back to Elvis Gonzalez, look at what his icon picture is. The Joker. The evil, evil Joker. This is the type of person that he's proud to be. And this is his Facebook page. And if you go down, there is the posting of this animal that's been cooked alive. Right there. And they think it's a joke. Now he might have posted it from somebody else, but does that look like, it says it's a goat. Does that even look like a goat to you? They didn't even cut the head off of it. They didn't take the fur off of it. This is sick. This is a sick human being. And look what else he's posting. Some guy grinding on a pole. This is the type of things he puts, the evil Joker as his icon and some guy grinding down on his rear end. This is the kind of humor they're into. Sex and murder. Wake up. Go to Elvis Gonzalez on Facebook. He's not as innocent as he's portraying in this poor, and whoever posted this to me right here on the Cave of El Padura by Hansway Monsway saying, but I am one of the few that knows the answers. And I asked him back again, can you please explain right here? I'm asking him again, please explain your 6, capital G, 8, capital A, small a, parentheses. Please explain it. Boy, he sure didn't explain it back. But if you go to this Ben Joe, he's saying that, but I am one of only a few that know the answers. 6G, 8A, small a, parentheses. And isn't it funny, if you go to his site, there's nothing on it but a playlist. Nothing else there. I think that indicates
contact met onze correspondent Mark Bessen.
Very well the type.
Later, where
It was posted on this right here
una suela de
of Hansway Monsway, January 28th video.
pareciera de
And there's the insole again, totally dry. Now if you can't recognize, and you take it down and you break it down like this, and you look at each piece in here, and you can see there's total manipulation. Total wetness all the way around it, except for the objects. This was planted. These were objects of Kris and Lisanne, and they were planted there, in the middle of the damp soil, in the middle of the wet plants. They were planted there. Wake up! Wake up and help me out. Let's get Kris and Lisanne. 2 thumbs up for Kris and Lisanne. Get them home. Down with the evil forces, up with the good forces. We're close, as close can be. Well, look at that. Did you see that? He wants to show you that hair right by the cave and her insole. And what did they pick out of hers? Something red. Their symbol is red, people, okay? Maybe you should go to and put in Order of the Black Sun. Well, there's their symbol. There's one of their symbols. The Black Sun. Wonder what else their symbols are. Maybe red and black? Order of the Black Sun. Yeah, these are the type of people we're talking about right here. And maybe you should look into them a little bit more and get ahead of them. Instead, let them kill us all. We could have free energy around the world. We have to stand up together. Go to a meetup.com because they could tear down Google at any minute and Google photo. Go to meetup.com or MeWe Pro, and we need to start posting there and fast. These people need to be taken out of office. All women should be armed. Look at the native women. They have 2 long machetes that are sharp and ready to go. They aren't stupid. They don't go up here. Now, if their parents had known that Kris and Lisanne were in any danger, I'm sure they wouldn't have sent them there. And that's why they're in total denial, because they just don't understand how dangerous this country is. But we can change it. So go to his site. Go to Elvis Gonzalez. And see what you think of this guy. Yeah, I don't think this looks like an innocent icon for a Facebook page on this guy. And we got all the evidence right here. Why would they only show one sole of Lisanne's? No other people in that area. Women are short and a little bit wider shoe length and statue. They're not tall and slender. She sticks out like a sore thumb. And thank goodness, because that identifies her. They were very gorgeous. I'm just given the facts that no one would even fit her soul that was in that area at that time in those cities. So please, you need to start working faster. I can't do this by myself. I'm sitting here being covertly killed and managed to stay alive since 2001. No attorneys will take my case. I'm appealing to all attorneys again. But look at this. See, this tree was cut right here. It was cut down. A lot of these trees were walked on. And what's this notebook again? See, there's notebooks around here. I mean, what's going on around this weird type of a cave? Not one drop of water, though,
Jugo.
is on this sack.
Cartón
Because
de.
it was just put there. Look at his hand. It's full of cuts. Full of all kinds of cuts.
De papaya.
I just want to know what it's from. I don't think he's as innocent. I'm not claiming he's the guilty one. I think he knows 100% what happened. And he's involved with going up there and saying that sack had been there for some time. I mean, it couldn't even been there an hour. There's no dirt on it. There's no water on it. And he didn't take it back for fingerprints and pick it up with gloves on. Any adult would know to do that.
Pan.
He just wants to make you think that they got lost up there if you don't think they got lost in the Pianista.
Una suela de.
They just plan things all over in mountains to make you think to look the opposite way of where they really got picked up, tortured, or killed. Wake up now and take the ball from here. I've proven beyond a reasonable doubt there is foul play, and so is Montsway. Please, wake up, people. I can't do any more by myself. I'm being killed, and nobody will help me too. And if you don't, then your sons and daughters will also be victims. You can't be safe even when you sleep. At some time, you got to go to work and leave your kids alone. We've got to put total surveillance and fire the current administrators, fire the current United Nations leaders. They're all aliens, and they eat and they torture humans. That's the fact that you don't want to wake up to. Wake up now. Thank you. God love and protect. Goodbye.